You're a real estate agent, so I know
Yeah.
you've been affected by this, and I know you've been hearing a lot about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
a big talk.
The new $400 million settlement that
Yeah.
the NAR
Yep.
what is that? National Association
The realtors.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to elaborate on that, I don't know a whole lot about it.
Yeah. So like, I'm gonna go ahead and break it down because I've been seeing a lot of, well, I guess fear mongering, because that's what happens when most of the time when these situations occur. But at the same time, in my opinion, commission. If you read the fine print, now some realtors just don't do their job, and that's the thing. Now I will say before we really dive into it, a lot of realtors are gonna get out of business. That is
Why is that?
Because they don't do nothing. They think they used to think like, because people think of them as glorified door openers sometimes. They look at them like that because I say about 80% of them don't do anything. Like they
don't deserve the commission.
They don't deserve it. Some of them don't because they ain't actually actively doing what they're supposed to be doing. Like, but if it's a real one that's actually working, he shielding you like legally from a lot of stuff. Like and doing stuff behind the scenes that they don't tell you about. But I will say it's a double-edged sword because realtors just get looked at with a bad rep. They kind of get looked at as like used car salesmen for some reason.
Oh, wow.
Like people don't like realtors. Like realtors, like somebody call your phone. That's a realtor.
I love realtors.
Yeah, but you had a good experience.
I've had a great experience.
And you dealt with some good ones. But most people don't deal with some good ones. They deal with some bad ones.
Wow, that's a shame.
So that's why. But like, I don't judge as a whole. Like just because you had a bad experience, because you got some realtors that actually do what they're supposed to do and handle their business. So now the reason people gonna get out of business because a lot of them can't market themselves. Like they can't show value. Like they don't understand. Cause it used to be back in the day, like, well, I can do this for you, sign a couple paperwork, boom, boom. Now you're in the house. I got my commission. I'm out the door. Then a regular person will look at that as like, well, what did he do? Like, why did he deserve 3% of my money on this deal if he didn't do nothing?
Well, that sounds like a good thing. In my opinion.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good for the industry does need to clean up because you got a lot of people that think it's gonna be easy. Like you got the people that be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna become a realtor because it's easy money. I can just sell houses. But no, it's not easy money. I'm telling you, that's like it's commission only. And if you guys have ever had a commission only job, it's rough. Yeah, you had one. Yeah. It's rough. You gotta go out there and grind and go get it, and you really gotta have time to go out there and go grind and go get it. That ain't nothing like did I tell you about Graham Stephan's course? About real estate. I think I told you that before. Yeah, but Graham Stephan, he's great. He was a real estate agent. He made millions doing it. And basically with him, like he was basically saying like you really can't like do this and do something else. You really gotta be head in. Like you gotta be like he was saying like open house every weekend, like all that type of stuff.
You wanna tell them about the move you just made?
Oh yeah, I made a big move, guys. See, because I realized I was working at a manufacturing plant and it was kinda this goes into a little time management stuff too. I'll circle back on it. Yeah. But at the same time, like I was just saying, you cannot do this business if you are not like full in on it. Yeah. Like you got to be real in on it. So I had to leave that job because my time schedule was so messed up to where like I was going on a rotating shift. Yeah, it sucks. You go from like day to night every month. And like you just be tired. Like some days you'll get like you on day shift, you probably got your little good schedule going where you can do a little stuff after work. Mm-hmm. But after you go on night shift, it's pretty much gone. We lost everything. Like so with that being said, I had to just leave that and get to where I can do it full time now. So I really understand from the standpoint, this is a business that if you really want to succeed and be a good one, you gotta actually do what you're supposed to do and work. And with the whole lawsuit and everything, 80% of people don't do nothing. So it's gonna be a big industry cleanup. The people that actually do something, they're gonna be okay. Yeah. The people that don't do nothing and they can't provide no value, it's over with for them. Because like I said, a lot of people don't understand how to just provide value. Yeah. Like, because basically I'm gonna have to pitch myself and be like, okay, this is why I deserve my commission. Yeah. Not instead of me just being like, pushing you off, like, I can just help you, you know what I'm saying? You can sign this contract, boom, boom, we get in the door. It ain't like that no more. Because and the whole lawsuit commission always been negotiable from the start. Mm-hmm. And I recommend anybody that's looking at buying a home, read the contracts. I know he bought homes and stuff, and he already know. He told me, commission is negotiable. I already knew that. And then you say anything's negotiable. People don't understand that. Yeah. Yeah. So with that, like, it's gonna clean up a lot of realtors. Mm-hmm. Now with your buyers, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to tell them up front that commission is negotiable and they gotta understand. Because now, I would honestly say either way it goes, most of the side on the other end of the transaction, it probably is gonna be some commission, because that will entice more people to look at your home. Like, cause if you're on the listing side, you'll be like, well, hey, look, if you offer a commission, we'll probably have more people looking at it. You know what I'm saying? So I still would. It probably kind of would be the same way a little bit, but at the same time, you got to let that buyer person know, like, hey, okay, well, if we do this transaction, we start looking at stuff. And honestly, people used to honestly never sign a contract until they look at a home. You know, like, I don't know if you have done that, but like, as far as a buyer agency agreement, some people don't normally sign it until after they start looking at a couple homes and stuff. But now you got to do it up front. Like, you got to literally tell them, okay, if we're gonna work together, this is what we're gonna do. We need to agree on a commission. If we get to this deal and you like this deal, but they don't offer commission at the end of the table, you're gonna have to compensate me. But I mean, honestly, you should understand people don't work for free anyway. But you're gonna have to pitch yourself and justify why you deserve to get paid.
That sounds like a great thing.
That's what I said. It sounds like a great thing.
The thing is, in all of my situations, every time I've paid commission, well, actually, now that I think about it, I've never sold a home, so I've never paid real estate commission. The seller
pays your commission.
Paid the commission.
Yeah, because you buying, the seller pays your commission.
Right. So, but I mean, it makes sense because it's a marketing fee. If you're a seller, it's like, for example, like Airbnb, we have to pay a fee if we want to post our rooms on Airbnb versus say Marketplace or something like that. You're paying a marketing fee because there's a MLS. What's that? Major listing service. Multi-listing service. Something like that. Yeah. So pretty much the MLS is a database that has all of the houses in the area. Whenever you post your house with a broker and a real estate agent, you're pretty much getting more visibility, and the likelihood of you getting your home sold increases a lot. So let's say you want to sell your house for, I don't know, let's say just easy numbers, $1 million, right? Well, if you say, nah, screw that, I'm gonna list it and sell it myself. Well, one, how much do you value your time?
Right.
Because you're gonna be spending, a few hours a week grinding, trying to get all the paperwork and legal hurdles.
Yeah, legal hurdles. That's
liabilities, and then also you're having to market the house yourself. How much is your time worth? Because you're spending hours and hours. By the time, if you really value your time, by the time that you get done with all this, and by the time how much longer your house stays on the market, you probably will end up paying more in time and headache than just paying that fee. Paying that commission.
And that's the thing. And I don't know why they don't look at it like that. Because once they really start breaking it down to actually trying to, some people are like, man, I'm doing it myself. But when they start actually trying to break it down and do it themselves, they end up realizing, okay, I don't have time to do this, and worried about the legal trouble, doing the paperwork right. Yeah, I'll get sued, man. No. I promise you, do not want to get sued or get in a situation where, like, somebody got an offer on your house or something like that, and you don't really want to accept it, but you got to take it to legal stuff. And it's a big mess like that. So, like I said, with this lawsuit, it's the only people that are really just getting so crazy up about it, people that don't do that. Because it's not going to be, you're going to have to pitch yourself now. Like, it's not, if you ain't a salesperson, the strong going to survive here. Like, you ain't no salesperson, you can't tell people, and that's what you should do anyway.
It's sales, bro.
Yeah, it's sales. It's basic sales. Like, but if you got these people that just want to do real estate and they think that they ain't got to do too much, because, like, I ain't gonna lie, with real estate, once you get past your friends and family, it's real. Once you service all them,
it's real sales.
It's a real sales. You got goddamn grind and everything like that. But yeah, like, it's to me, it's just a whole bunch of fear mongering. Like I say, all you want to do is just make sure that the buyer client that you're working with, just make sure they know, and you got to pitch to them what's the reason that they should hire you. Because they hire you, that's all they're really doing. So if you can pitch to them and they can understand that, you can talk in a way to where they'll understand, okay, well, this is why I'm paying my commission. He's gonna market it for me. He's gonna get out there and be out there and help me every step of the way I need, guard me from legal stuff and all that. You'll be okay.
I mean, the thing is with a seller, and you were like, let's say I want to sell my house, and it's 6% because 3% on my end and then 3% for the buyer. Even if I'm like, hey man, I don't want to do 6%. Yeah. Let's do 4.5.
Let's do 4.5.
Bro, a reasonable agent is going to be, in a reasonable broker.
Yeah.
Is going to be. Do some of them have minimums?
No,
there's no minimum.
It's all negotiable. Like,
so if you go, let's say, on $1 million home, and you go from, you were going to pay 6% commission to 4.5%. So you go from paying $60,000 to $45,000. A reasonable realtor and a reasonable brokerage is going to be cool with that.
Yeah, they're going to be cool with that.
You can negotiate it.
Yeah.
You know?
And also, like, I'll tell you guys, there's a way to justify it, even like if it's 6%. Is like I said, because I heard this is the method I heard. They were saying like, okay, say you say 6%, but it's also negotiable just because like, let's say, okay, at the end we need some renovations, something that need to be done before it gets closed. You could just fork up one of your percentage of like 1% of your say you started with say you told your seller and buyer and everything. We're gonna start off with 6%, and that's what we're gonna do. And then after that, like if anything comes up, I'll fork over 1%. So we can be like, okay, we'll do 5%. And then that 1%, we use that to cover in these renovations to make sure the deal get closed. So like I said, it's ways you can justify having a 6%. Like I said, all you got to do is just justify why you take your commission. As long as you provide value, you'll get it. That's any form of sales like that. Yeah. Provide value, people will buy it. You know what I'm saying? But
you're just separating good from great now.
Yeah.
You got so
it's gonna get thin, but like I said, it needs to get thin because it's so many. It's so many.
Yeah.
Like the thing about stuff like that, when people start getting out of stuff, it means more money for the person that stays in. And they don't understand that. They be like, oh, well, it's doomsday. No, it ain't doomsday. But like I said, yeah, guys, all you gotta do is just make sure you just educate your clients and let them know what value you provide.